Hi guys, and welcome to the capital city of Moldova, which is pronounced, I believe, Chisinau. I've always thought it was Chisinau, which I understand now is incorrect. So here we are, right in the centre of the city. You can see behind me there's a interesting communist artwork, and just around here have a siren going in the background. Just around here is what seems to be the main square of the capital city. So just going to have a bit of a walk around here, the capital of Chisinau in Moldova, and check out what's here. So you can see here, this appears to be what's an old abandoned hotel in the centre of the city, and I believe this here was some kind of a restaurant. It was once a very famous restaurant in the centre of the city, which has unfortunately seen better days, the hotel here. Just walking along now. This looks like it was an old fountain, which has unfortunately been abandoned. So you can see in the distance there does appear to be a relatively new building, but unfortunately the perception of Moldova is really what you can see here. I mean, this is the centre of the capital city. That's my hotel where I've been staying over there, the Hotel Chisinau, which is an interesting Soviet hotel. It's certainly not 5-star accommodation, but I have really enjoyed a bit of a passage back in time to the 1970s Soviet Union. I think that's how you could describe the hotel. Not really a lot's changed there, and fortunately it is in better position than this hotel here. The hotel looks like Hotel National, so unfortunately it's been abandoned and stripped of valuable parts. And it does look like there's a few men you probably saw in the corner of the screen there squatting in what's left of the hotel there. So fortunately it does look like it's seen better days, this city, Chisinau in Moldova. Perhaps there were better times around the 1970s and 80s here, and unfortunately very little money has been spent upgrading and maintaining buildings. And you can see this road here. I mean, that's certainly not a pothole there, that's a big chunk of the road that's missing. This fountain certainly hasn't been working for a long time. See there, it seems to be more of a rubbish dump than a fountain, unfortunately. I'm sure there was a time here when, perhaps in the Soviet days, in the 1970s, when this hotel opened, you would have had paying customers coming in and staying here right in the centre of the city. And perhaps this fountain was working at the time, and you could have a lovely meal over there at the restaurant attached to the hotel, but unfortunately now something is just not quite right. So let's keep walking down the main street. So you can see here there does seem to be some shops working, which is nice. A pharmacy or makeup shop. Still seem to have some functioning apartments over on the other side of the road, which is nice. And here, and they probably, it does look like they've seen better days, but at least they still seem to be habitable, and some people working there, and some more shops here. What's this here? Some kind of a mosaic. I'm not quite sure who this guy is. Okay guys, let's keep walking down this main street here. Just walking up that step there, I did detect a strong smell of urine, unfortunately. So let's hope things get a little bit better as we walk further down the road. Okay, well, we've reached the corner now, so it seems to be another kind of town square here. We have some McDonald's down here. So let's see if we can cross the road. It looks like we have to go down this underpass. Certainly looks like these stairs here have seen better days as well. I'm not sure who's running the government here, but whoever is, there's not really a lot of money being spent on the steps. Not just those steps, you can see here as well. I couldn't imagine trying to take a wheelchair and take a wheelchair up these steps. It looks like someone did build a disabled access at some point, probably back in the 70s, and just look at it now. If you walk down here, it looks like the same on the other side as well. You have to remember, guys, this is the centre of the capital city, so you would think this would be the best part of the country. This is where the most money is spent, the most money is earned. And unfortunately, things don't seem to be quite right here for whatever reason. This one does look a little bit better. I mean, if you were very brave, you probably could try and drag a wheelchair down there, but it's probably not the safest option. Okay guys, well this is another centre here. It's quite a nice little place in the sun. Looks like a newer shopping centre there, which is nice. So let's keep walking down, see if we can find the central market, and also hopefully let's try and see if we can find some lunch somewhere. Might just take a short detour here. So it looks like this is another fountain that's seen better days, a little bit better condition than the other one. It's not functioning as a rubbish dump. It doesn't look like it's been operating for a little while, at least. So as you can see here, this is the main street of the capital city, so you can see the trolley buses running along. It's currently about midday on a Saturday here in early September. It's a lovely Soviet building. This would be the equivalent of a Pitt or George Street in Sydney. It has cooled down a little bit today. It's probably about 22 or 23 degrees in the middle of the day. So we are just starting to get to the end of summer now, and you can see many of the people around are wearing slightly warmer clothing today. So there are some older buildings as well. So this here looks like it's, I'm not an architectural expert, but I'd say a Stalinist era building. So perhaps 1920s, 30s, 40s or 50s. You do see a distinct change in the buildings here in the former Soviet Union, both before and after Stalin died. So before Stalin died, you really do see a lot more detail on the buildings. So as you could see back there, and probably even on this one here actually, just a little bit more detail. So around the windows, around the doorways, the facade of the building, just a little bit more effort made to decorate the building and make it look attractive. And it's after Stalin died, and we did have a similar trend really in the Western world, the trend towards modernism, where the main concern is really more the functionality of the building rather than so much adding a lot of detail to the exterior. So here is an example really. I mean, this would have been built in the 50s, 60s or 70s, and some people may consider it to be attractive, but there doesn't really seem to be a lot of effort on the outside to make it look beautiful. So that's the differences we can see here in the Soviet architecture. So we're coming down now to the market. You can see here, this looks like the entrance to the market. We have in English, Russian and Romanian, Moldovan. Dobro Pajalovic, welcome. Okay guys, well let's cross the road here and let's check out the market. It does look quite busy being a Saturday. It could be that a lot of the residents of the city, they travel in here and check out the markets on the weekends. I did come here yesterday on my lunch break from work, and it was certainly not as busy as today. Yesterday being a Friday. So we seem to have a whole range of things being sold here. We've got some kids' bikes, clothing. There is food, which we'll come to soon. Some phone accessories. Handbags. Alright, well it looks like we're coming into the food section, or one of them. See here, kind of fish, flour, vegetable oil. And over here we seem to have the fruit and vegetables section. Some spices. Okay, some meat. So we have had some rain here in the last few days, overnight, as you can probably see on the grounds, but thankfully it is a little bit more sunny today, so it's quite nice weather to be walking around. The thing about this place for taller people, it certainly hasn't been designed for relatively tall people, so you do have to bend over a little bit and just be careful. You see these edges of the gutter. Oh, let's check this out. What's this? So it's some kind of a meat hall. Wow, a Soviet meat hall. It's very impressive. So we might turn around and go back in. Something I have noticed a bit in this country is that you have relatively old people, they continue to be working, so you often see quite elderly men and women. They may be in their 80s and 90s, but they're still out on the street or even in the market here, setting up makeshift stores, perhaps to make a little bit of extra money. And I would suspect it's a sign that the pensions in this country aren't really a huge amount, and it may not be enough for a lot of the people to get by. So as you can see, the state of the buildings and walking around, the economic situation in this country is unfortunately probably not the best at the moment, and it doesn't look like it has been for some time really. So it looks like we're back here at the general section of the market, so you can see a whole range of things really. There's housing accessories, shoes, containers, sweets. Do-it-yourself electrical supplies there. Okay guys, so let's have to find our way out of this market now. We've found our way in. Looks like the exits is a little bit harder to find. It's certainly a very large and impressive market. In some ways it actually is more the centre of the city here. Like we were in the main square where I started this video, which was where there was some hotels and monuments, but it seems really here is where all the activity is, all the people are on a Saturday, which is not unusual. Okay guys, let's keep going. This here looks like it's some kind of a dairy hall. Some cheeses. Yeah, so certainly a wide range of dairy products here, especially cheeses. Alright, well, let's head outside now. I think we've seen everything we need to in this market. Okay guys, well we're out of the market now, so let's see if we can find some lunch somewhere. This looks like the main bus station, I guess you would call it, here in Chisinau. There's also a term in these former Soviet countries of a marshrutka, which is essentially a big van that you pay a ticket for and you get a seat in the van. So I guess you would say you would have seen the vehicles there. They're more marshrutkas rather than buses. So you can see here the different places you can travel to: Voinova, Sadova, Strassini, Galesti. Okay guys, well I'm going to grab some lunch now. There should be somewhere around here somewhere you can eat from. Let's try this place here, Cantina. Okay guys, well we've got our lunch, we've got our borscht soup here, some juice, sok or compote, some sausages and vegetables. So I think I might end the video here, but hopefully we've seen a little bit of the centre of Chisinau. We've seen the markets, some of the centre of the cities, and having a lovely meal here. So it's certainly a very interesting place to visit. You can see probably the economical situation is not the best here. The city probably has seen better days at some points. But it's certainly very enjoyable. Haven't had any problems in terms of crime or safety. People are very friendly. So yeah, maybe one day you might be interested in coming to visit here. This video has provided a starting point, and I'm sure there are many other parts of the country that you can visit as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video somewhere else.